And we are live.
What it do? What it do? What it do? So, yo, we got a special show. We got Jezabel over in the West Coast. We
Man.
got my boy LitBoy back from off the road, back in the A.
What's going
Life is
on?
good. What it do, y'all?
What's good?
Hey. What's going on? What's going on? Hey, Lit Boy,
Tour
how are you?
life.
Welcome back.
Appreciate it. How y'all
Tour
doing,
life.
man?
How was tour life, man?
Getting used to it.
All right.
All right,
Mm.
it's cool, man. I fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Was
yeah.
it
Fuck with it.
tiring?
It's not really nothing I can't handle because I'm a night crawler, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm really, yeah, I'll be up for real. And then
You
I'm
said,
already used to the little cat nap thing, like
Mm-hmm.
2 hour get up, so I ain't really new to it. You feel me?
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
What was the most lit part about tour?
Um, Meeting people. In my opinion, just meeting people and like connecting with
Mm-hmm.
a lot of different people that got something, not necessarily artists, but they got something to do with something, somebody with motion.
Right.
Facts. Facts.
I like that. I love networking. It's pretty cool. It's
So
pretty
What was
where
the
cool.
all did
spot?
where all did you hit up? What like
Um,
where did your tour consist of?
it was just really just first. It was just I went to Miami. I flew to Miami my first ever flight. I
Mm-hmm.
freaked out. That was like it's probably the scare. I've never been that scared in my life.
Oh
Like,
What was
it got
wow.
scary?
so bad on the plane for real. The lady had to give me a motion sickness pill. And that's when I knew I was like, ooh, it's real.
Mm.
That was real.
You ever been on a boat?
I'm never getting on the boat.
Why
I said the
not?
same thing too, but
Man,
I
I
did get on a
I
boat.
don't know,
That
man. It's
motion sickness
like
is worse.
I
You
would
tripping.
I would want to get on one if it's not moving.
If it's not moving.
So
Not
so
What?
that's totally
just staying still like a party, like just for real,
yeah.
like a party at the dock or something. I'm not, no, man. Water just the waves, man. Like that's the
He
ocean we
want to like
talking.
get on. Hey Jezebel, he like want to get on one of those like little joints where they do like the Naval Academy joint set and going in
I ain't
and
never been
salute.
on that.
No. No, y'all
Nah,
gotta get
hey,
into that cruise life.
so
My
yeah,
mom
I
got
did
on
one
cruise,
cruise,
man.
Jezebel. One and done for me.
Well, how did you get sick? Like, was you looking overseas?
It's
Like
just
Yeah,
a
but how did
feeling.
you
month?
get
I
sick?
know
How
you
did you
felt
get
that.
sick on the plane?
I know you felt that. Yeah, it's the same thing.
You can't feel anything on the boat.
But that's because you everybody different though. You know what I'm saying? But
You're
I
right.
know
See, that's it right there.
in that
Everybody is
sky,
different.
it was just like, yo, I'm in the sky now. I'm not on the ground.
Mm.
For
Yeah,
real,
I
like,
mean,
and my flight was 30 minutes. I had to fly from South Carolina to Atlanta. And it was the worst 30 minutes of my life, bro. We was literally in the sky and down. I'm like, yo, why was I that panic like that? It's
Wow.
crazy.
so after that experience, were you ready to get on another flight? What was the next flight you
I
got on?
love it now. It's cool. Because I
Mm.
mean I flew from LA to South Carolina on a whole 6 hour flight. And I'm cool when I get in the air because I'm looking out the window and all that. But it's like the takeoff and the turbulence. That's like my
Oh, you had a bad pilot. That's what that was.
I flew Spirit, man. Everybody keep telling me,
It
wow.
ain't. Don't go on
Oh
Spirit. It is not. It's
no.
not
No,
the
but I only had
airline. It could be
Spirit.
the pilot.
I only had Spirit for the 30-minute flight, and then I switched in Atlanta and I went Delta. I love no, well, yeah, Delta.
Mm.
Yeah,
So where else did you go? So you went to Miami, LA.
that was the first time. Yep, I went from first time I went to Miami. I stayed for a few, and I came back to Atlanta. Then I had went like L.A. Uh, where else we went? D.C. of course, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I
Oh.
seen y'all bust up there. Was y'all in Utah?
yeah, I love
What I
Utah.
you
Oh.
said you like Utah?
Yeah,
See, I keep telling people about Utah. They don't believe
I'm
me.
big
How
on.
was it?
I'm just big on peace, man, and it's like It just,
That's what Young Boy said. Young Boy said he loved Utah.
I guess it's like Libra stuff, man. I don't know.
Mm.
True, true, true. So, today is a special show. It's right after Christmas, and I
Mhm.
was guaranteeing that I was gonna end the. This is like what our last show of the year, pretty much.
Isn't it?
Yes, and we have to end with a bang. And my guy Jay Z has provided us with that bang. Now,
Mm.
let's talk about this as briefly as possible because I know
Mhm.
LitBoy, I don't want to get you in trouble out there with the Sean Carter. But I'm about to go in, y'all. Did y'all see Jay-Z say that he is pretty much unmatched and no one can stand on stage with him on a versus
Yeah, I saw
platform?
that.
Now, I want to ask y'all subjectively because y'all know how I feel. How did that make y'all feel when y'all heard that?
I mean, now I feel like that's false, but then off top of my head I can't think of anyone to place there other than his nemesis.
Who's this, which one Nas?
Mhm.
I guess
He
that's some
lose
old.
that once Nas play Ether.
Yeah,
I mean, like the
he's not
funny
gonna
part about
last.
it is, the
He's not
funny
Facts.
gonna
part about it
last.
is, versus has totally gone out the window now of what versus was at first, right? I mean, it was just supposed to have been a celebration of people's music and catalogs, but now it's become like rap battles. You know,
I
like
guess.
it's no longer a bottle of catalogs, but whose performance is the best and
Mm.
who's spitting their song still like they spit it back when they was 19 and 20. You
I guess
know,
Mhm.
New York City, they took it out, man. I ain't like that one.
which one?
Mm.
It was just like, I mean, cause it's supposed. I thought I don't really too much get into it. I just thought really it was just like you said, like
Mhm.
biggest hits, and you know what I'm saying, that on that. But they took it and it was like, yo, you can't perform. I'm like, yo, I ain't even know all that. That's
Oh
You
wow.
It
know
went crazy
what's
because I had
what's
watched what's the
crazy
name.
is, do you realize how serious the fans get
What?
and stuff like this now is put on display? I mean, and you realize that we really have nothing else left to do here as common Americans but to critique life and pretty much answer any question that gets asked to us, right? Like,
Right.
we can no longer sit online and look at a Jay-Z say, who can stand on stage with me and not answer that question. I mean, if this was still the 90s or maybe the early 2000s, maybe we look at Jay-Z and say, you're right. No one can stand on stage with Jay-Z. But
Mhm.
like you said, young, this is about hits and about top dogs.
Mm.
And I was doing some research in this whole little week here, and Jay-Z is not a top dog, y'all.
What do you mean?
Thank you. I did it too.
Jay-Z is not a top dog.
I did it
As
too.
Jay-Z's
far as
albums don't be selling in the millions the first week or the first month. He's not one of those artists that when he drops his album, it goes bananas in
No,
sales, right? I mean,
Mhm.
his last album,
I'm going.
444, only sold maybe 270,000 units altogether, which
You said
real
you.
units is 175,000. So we talk about in the world of selling music, that's not what Jay-Z does. I mean,
Mhm.
Reasonable Doubt, he dropped it in 1996. And everybody that's 40 now wants to be about this album being platinum. But like, I'm not a music guy or I don't work in the industry. That music was a 6 year baby. That baby was
Mhm.
6 years old when it went platinum.
oh my god,
Now, I'm not sitting up this joint and going to discredit Jay Z as being
right?
one of the best businessmen and models of how to move in the music industry. But let's just be real here. Jay Z
Thank
is a
you.
creature of his habit and his evolution and what was given to him. That's
Right.
how I've always categorized his greatness. I mean, he took no, no, hell no, not that, won't be that, and turned it into $1 billion empire. I mean, he didn't get a yes. Jay Z wasn't one of those rappers that was walking in the boardroom and getting the yeses. He wasn't able to jump on there with hit songs until he linked up with Kanye.
Mhm.
And I mean, listen, I don't sit up here and like to bring Kanye into everything. You
It
know,
seems like you
I
do.
don't like to bring, so I won't bring Kanye into this. I want to stick strictly to rappers who don't make. Jay Z don't has not also Eminem,
Mhm.
has not also Wayne. Oh, where we at? And
Drake.
I
Drake
look at it like, if Jay Z has also Eminem or Wayne,
or
then
Drake.
why are we
Drake.
talking like he's unbeatable? And then I realize what people don't realize is that if someone has been doing it as long as Jay Z is, Jay Z's like all of our big brother, or he's old enough to be
Grandpa.
half my father. You know that saying, like, I'm old enough to be your father. Like, he's
Mhm.
old enough to be our father. Lil Wayne, I don't know what year he was born in, maybe 84, 85,
86, 85.
86.
I don't
In
know.
80,
Nah, he
if
I
he
like
don't
was
know. Don't quote me.
no, if he was born in 86, and we could probably figure out when Lil Wayne was born. But if he was born in 86, that means that he wasn't even born when Jay-Z did his first record. So it's like, come on, y'all. He was actually born in 82. So he was about 4 when Jay-Z did his first record.
Mhm.
So we can't really be sitting up this joint throwing, we don't want to throw these guys in there because that looks like they're beating up on the old guy,
Mhm.
right? But then let's just be real here. What are hits anymore? The hits that they used to be, hits what they used to be back in the day, are not the same when you talk about a hit today.
that's true.
Facts.
So it's like, when you ask, like, your records were hits because back in the day nobody could move like you. But now that the playing field gets leveled, I mean, y'all know how I like to draw my correlations, you know. But when the playing field gets leveled,
Mhm.
what happens when the rabbits got the gun? You know,
It
it
ain't
changes
cool.
up. Now, I could throw out a few names that I could think. Future's name has been thrown out there a lot as a contender to go against Jay Z.
Future,
Yes, but y'all do know why this happens.
but
Man, Future
We
got
all
hit.
understand why an
okay.
artist like Future could even be mentioned in the category of a Jay Z.
Yeah.
Now let's just be real. If you was mentioning Lil Wayne, Eminem, you would never mention a Future to go up against them.
Future
You wouldn't
big.
even mention Future. You wouldn't even mention
There.
Future. Future. People wouldn't even mention Future to go up against an artist like um Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole.
But he's a
But his
hit.
name can be thrown in the hat with a Jay Z.
He's a hit maker. He's a certified hit maker though. He's a
Like
certified hit maker,
I
man. He
like
makes
Jay
fucking
Z. I like
love.
Jay Z for everything that Jay Z has inspired to people to be. So who was your first inspiration to making music, hip lit boy?
Making music. Okay, when I was so just like everything, like making beats and just like writing a song and all that.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I was listening to like a lot of like I mean, I know for making beats, it was Lil Jon. I love Lil Jon.
Mm,
I still love Lil Jon beats. Like
me
the steps.
too.
Yeah, I think he's very underrated. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, because he at one point in time he had the Atlanta sound, and I feel like people
Mm,
still use his sound today.
Yeah.
But
mm.
um, I don't really know. For rapping, I don't really know because I didn't really start taking rapping serious for real until like I was 15.
Who was the
But what
first rapper
made
you
you?
heard? Who was the first rapper you heard that you was like, I like this guy. I like rap.
I would start listening to music. Okay, I get what you're saying. For me, it was probably Ye and Wayne. It
Yeah.
was cause that's what I heard in my house. You know what I'm saying? When growing up, it was Jeezy, it was Gucci Mane, Boosie, Webby, and yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the South.
Yeah, yeah, pretty
Jeze-
much.
Jezabel said that she loves her some turn up music, and I think she would put Gucci up there against Jay Z.
No, I wouldn't put Gucci up there against
I'm a
Jay
big
Z.
WAP
Don't
fan.
try me. But Future definitely
Gucci
is
could
a
take
good
them though.
one. And
Gucci could take them if you don't do those. If you don't do those ice cream songs, if you do the ones on the radio.
Nah,
I
WAP ain't got the
mean,
hits. So WAP ain't start getting hits. WAP ain't start getting like hits until he got out and started cleaning himself up.
mm,
I mean, Jay Z only got 3 albums that's hits out of the 13. He only
Right.
got 3 albums where he could pull like hits that's timeless.
Yeah.
according to numbers.
Nah, I'm just talking about according to what we talk. Listen, like we talk about records that if the record comes on in the car, you turn it up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
because you hear the possibility. Like
Mhm.
I'm talking about records that you have to go to title just to hear. Jay Z has already excluded himself from the rest of the world by making you have to go to title to hear his music, right? So it's like
Right.
if you don't have title and you ain't getting hip to all the new stuff, you already ain't been in the loop to what he doing. Period. So all these new artists that are real live like out here. I mean
Mhm.
his last album was like a boardroom meeting. You know what I'm saying? Telling people
Mm.
how to. That's not an artist to me. That's saying. Do y'all really think he was talking to the 18-year-olds, to the 17-year-olds, to the 20-year-olds on that 444 album, or on any of his last 3 albums?
I mean, none of his albums, to be
Mm.
honest.
Honestly, even when he was 20 something dropping albums, he wasn't really talking to them. He was trying to talk to the older
Older
people to
people.
get to get the money, to show I'm a boss, to show I can,
Mhm.
do this. But let's just be real. Like I like what he's done as far as being independent his whole career and taking his no's and turning them into yeses. But as far as being on that stage, no sir. No sir. Making hits, no sir. So like artists have more choices these days. You feel me?
Mm.
And like with those choices, that gives you the freedom now to make hits. Back in the day, the freedom to make a hit was way more harder. Do you know how hard it was when you had to go and try to work with somebody that wasn't on your label and try to figure out how they was gonna get paid, and the label's telling you can't work with this people because it's gonna put money in this label pocket, and you can't do this because it's gonna put money in this label pocket, and you under contract, you owe this. And that's really how it was back in the day. But then you got one
Mhm.
lone wolf walking around able to move and put people together and do whatever he wanted to do. That's beautiful. Then he
Mhm.
understood the business side of it, was able to get a dollar. Was he like the first artist getting a dollar off his records? While everyone else was getting pennies.
Yeah,
Mm.
I
that's
mean,
That's genius.
that's genius. That's
Mhm.
goat moves. But now, that era is over. And do y'all think that people still respect history anymore?
Not really. I mean,
No.
some cherish or I want to say honor their history or cherish what's left of it, but not so much. I
Yeah,
would say.
and I hope don't nobody shoot me. Pew. But not black people.
it's like all
Like,
in person.
yeah, not our people. We don't respect history anymore because we have too much knowledge. History was cool when it was a mystery, right?
Mhm.
When somebody told you something happened back in the day and you didn't know how it happened, it was like, wow, that's amazing. Now you got
Right.
all these daggone infomercials, docu-series, and
Mhm.
commercials and TV shows and anything and everything, movies that's willing
Mhm.
to that's pulling the wool from right over our eyes and showing us
Mhm.
exactly how everything happened.
Mhm.
When you watch shows like the TLC movie, you know,
Mhm.
and how they was getting screwed over on their record deals. When you
Mhm.
watch the daggone New Edition bio, and you see
Mhm.
how they was getting screwed on their record deals.
They
Now you
gotta
got
go.
people that's willing to go straight to YouTube with their story,
Mhm.
you know? So who knows anymore? I tell everybody Jack Harlow was what, from Kentucky or somewhere like that? It's a
Yeah.
small little town, and he made his bones. Now let me ask you a question, little boy. Have you done any like open mics or any showcases?
Recently,
Huh?
Yeah.
Recently, yeah.
nah, I just been trying to get my business and stuff together. I really haven't been out like that.
Mm.
Facts. So like honestly, I've seen this post and I wanted to really touch bases on this post, right? It
Mhm.
said the
Let's talk
number one
about it.
reason artists think paying to perform is wrong is insecurities. In their mind, good artists aren't charged to perform. So if they have to pay, that means they're not good. This is the
Mhm.
attitude they adopt and why they and what contributes to their failure. How do you
Mm.
feel about that statement?
That that was interesting to see, honestly, because you were just talking about, was it last week or the week before last, about just kind of the same thing about artists wasting their time performing at showcases. So I was really
Yo,
wanted to know your perspective on it, Six, as well. But where did you see this? That was my
So
main question.
this was posted by Making It Magazine.
sir.
In case anybody don't know what Making It Magazine is, Making It Magazine is a company that sells promotion, marketing, and other things to other artists and things like that. They say they can put you on tour, they can get you on labels, and blah 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 blah. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this right here is a prime example of why I told you artists stop wasting your time with these type of shows. Because let me tell y'all what happens. Instead of talking about how instead of saying posts about people growing and artists really growing from this company, this is a cry to me for help. This company is saying to me, no one is now paying us for showcases. And we have
Mm-hmm.
to take a shot at artists to make them feel bad. Now,
Mm.
you're going to tell me that artists not paying to perform has contributed to their failures. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're totally 100% incorrect. Artists
Mm.
paying to perform has nothing to do with their success. So how can them not paying to perform have anything to do with their failures? That's just bananas to me.
So you don't believe there's ever been any time where an artist have paid to perform and it really benefited them?
I'm gonna say it like this, right, Jezabel?
Mm-hmm.
Because we have to change the word of paying to perform, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, if I had to answer that question directly, did I think any artist paid to perform and
Mm-hmm.
got on? My answer is going to be no. I don't believe that there's ever been an artist that has been paying to perform and has gotten
Mm-hmm.
on. He's only going to be utilized for what he does. If
Mm-hmm.
he's always paying to perform and he's never ever thinking about anything other than like how to be flipping that around to do the business the right way, and that's
Mm-hmm.
then getting paid to perform, then no, he's not getting on. He's going to be a hood hero, a local celebrity,
Mm.
and everybody around him is going to love him because he pays their bills, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, none of them are going to make sure that he goes to the next person because what's he
Mm-hmm.
going to start doing? Paying their bills and not theirs.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to try to hold him down like a hermit crab and keep him
Mm-hmm.
coming back every week. They're gonna keep
Right.
telling them, yeah, man, they was loving you tonight, and he's gonna keep on feeling that, and he's gonna be
You
feeling
ain't
it, and he's
lying.
gonna be getting his own startup. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to tell y'all, like, this is the understanding of how it works because when you see a sucker, you only keep on licking on it. You feel me? No one tastes the sucker and say, "Oh, this is a delicious sucker. I don't want to eat it no more until next year, and I'm gonna save it and see what
Mhm.
happens."
I'm
No,
gonna
you
say
finish it
it.
and you get another one. You eat that sucker until there's nothing else but a stick, and then you get rid of it and get another one. The reality of it is, this artist should not be paying to perform ever. Artists should
Mhm.
be paying for their own productions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you're gonna sit up there and tell me that you're paying to get up there for 5 minutes to dance around and drink and jive, then what were you really
Mhm.
expecting to get out of it? And don't tell me that you was trying to win $1,000. Because then if you was only coming to win $1,000, don't complain to me that you're not getting put on from the show. Because I thought you wanted to win $1,000. What were
Mhm.
you training for? Your mental can't be all over the place. You can't say I want to go out here and chase $1,000 a night at the contest, but I want to chase a record deal. Because guess who's not coming to these contests? There's not a
Who?
record deal. We know the days of record labels walking into shows are over. What makes us think they're walking into contests?
Why not?
So we have to start
Yeah.
asking ourselves the real questions as artists. The minute that we say we are artists, producers, actors, actresses, anything with an entrepreneurship, we have now done the due diligence and we have the right we have to do to make sure that our sales as a business stays afloat.
Mhm.
Now, I don't know. I don't see. I keep trying to tell all of us, everybody, you have to correlate yourself to the biggest businesses in the world because all of those businesses started off as mom and pops. Mr. Walmart and them started off with no store, giving stuff out their house. And eventually they said, we're going to build a store and we're going to have
Mhm.
everybody put their stuff in this store. It's called a
Mhm.
vision. It's
Mhm.
called seeing what you want to do and understanding that. Now, you can simply stay around and let people pimp you out all day long and do whatever that you want to do. That's your career. But ask yourself the real question. If a company got the ability to come out and have the number one reason artists think pain is to perform is wrong is insecurities. Well, I would say maybe. What are those insecurities though? The insecurities of the show not being right, the insecurities of it not giving you what you say that you're gonna give you, the
Mhm.
insecurities of standing behind 50 other artists that paid, so it's really no real respect of how good you are because you're only as good as your dollar value to get you on that stage. There isn't a separation of the breed because if you're as lit as it is, they're not calling you back to even put your own concert on and give a few
Mhm.
extra minutes of the night. They're not breaking bread with you in any shape, form, or fashion. And the building is packed. Now, why aren't they breaking bread? Because there's no fans in that building. They can't pay you, right? Honestly, guys, you can't get paid for having no fans. And I mean, it's actually best for you if you did a showcase and it's $20 to get in. You probably got to charge your friends $25, $30 so that you can make a little piece because that's how you going to work.
Mm.
Mhm.
I mean, listen, if y'all think that the seats cost $100 to get in the goddamn Capitol Center or State Farm Arena, it's about
Mhm.
$30 a seat. But them concert tickets, they hit you for about 150, 175.
Mhm.
So, I mean, y'all don't think that those labels say, we need 10,000 seats at $35 a seat,
What?
and we're going to do the rest without ticket sales?
Definitely.
You know, that's how the game works. It doesn't work like you running around begging and 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 paying people to put you in position. Because I'm gonna tell y'all like this, and this is gonna hurt, but anyone who's asking to be paid to put you in position is not in position themselves.
Okay.
Listen, it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with people selling services,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
If you tell an artist out there, hey, look, I want to make sure you get lit. I want to help you go viral. I want to do this. Like I'm gonna sell you my services. That artist has the right to pay you for said services or move
Hmm.
on and do said services himself or find someone else that can do them. Now, no artist can deny that services are needed. I saw an
Hmm.
artist today tell me I do my own artwork, I mix and master my own beats, I set up my own shows, I do my own marketing, so I'll never pay for anything. And I simply responded to him, and you'll never be on. And he
Mm.
said his response was, well, this is just a hobby to me, in case you didn't know. And I said, no, I knew it was a hobby when you posted the status. Because at
Mm.
the end of the day, in no business are you not paying for supply,
Right.
product, you know,
Services.
things to sell.
Hmm.
You got to be able to put yourself, if you're a product, you have to distribute yourself. You have to put yourself
Hmm.
in mass distribution. These things cost. So when I ask an artist, trust and believe me, if you're paying for your career to be in mass production, if
Hmm.
you're paying for mass marketing and promo on your music,
Hmm.
if you're putting yourself on the radios, hitting the charts, you think that no one's gonna call you and pay you for touring and shows? And you don't think that that's going to be a lot more lucrative on your back end than you paying someone to be up there for 5 minutes to do your one song for a bunch of rappers in the building? I mean, unless you are one of those rappers who is still rapping off YouTube beats, right?
Hmm.
And you don't have a studio, so you recording off your phone and you like really thugging it out, and you need to meet people, and you like 19 or you 20 years old, and your mom and dad never let you out the house, so you don't even know what to experience. Then yeah, you go ahead and you hit you some open mics and some showcases so you can start meeting people and learn what the scene gonna be. I guess I don't know. I'm just trying to find reasons for it to be make sense. Also, it makes sense if you like to perform and you don't have a place to rehearse,
Hmm.
right? You don't have a place to rehearse, so most studios will cost you about $50 an hour to
Hmm.
perform your set, to practice your set, or whatever the case may be. But you don't get how I look in public or how I would be in a club or whatever. So I get you paying for that. A lot of people use it for their own purposes. If you're gonna pay for a show to get some type of footage to do, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the
Hmm.
crowd does. Listen, only we know that it's all rappers in the building, right? But when you
Right.
post your video and everybody's standing around looking like they're waiting for next, ah, that kind of hurts you more than it helps you. You know, it kind of like makes you look like food.
Hmm.
For
So,
sure.
what do you think? What do you think, Jezabel, when you see that at show? Because you actually are on the other side of it, like not from the artist side, but when you see the footage, of, like artists posting their footage, and then they pan in the room and everyone's looking like they're waiting for next. What does that make you feel about? Do you look past that and just try to hear the music?
No, I definitely pay attention to the crowd reaction. That's important just from my standpoint because I might like your music, but I might like everybody's music. So I want to see like how the crowd receives you and actually how your performance is. So I mean, if everyone's just standing there looking like bored, I mean, does that mean your music stinks or does that just mean the crowd?
And that's the crazy question, lit boy. You're right. It's like if the crowd doesn't move, does that mean your music stinks? On video, yes, it does. It's like, what? On video, it does. And like sometimes you gotta
Yeah.
put, how you ever see the artist be like, wait to the end. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
they gotta put wait to the end because you don't even make it to the end. Like sometimes you may see a few people dap them up at the end of the joint and whatnot.
Hmm.
But I'm at the point now where I'm like, look, if artists are gonna be under attack, and I mean they're simply under attack because they're not paying for said services. And why they're
Mhm.
not paying in 2020, 2021? It's not just because of COVID, everybody, but because when COVID happens and everyone's finances got into shambles and things
Mhm.
happened in the music industry to indie artists that didn't happen to major artists, well, what did all of those indie artists that were smart do? Picked up their handy dandy YouTube University,
Yeah.
and they all
Mm.
asked Google, and they all asked Alexa, and they all asked Siri, what's going on? You know? And
Mhm.
then somewhere along the lines, do y'all realize now more and more artists are putting their own tours together?
Mhm.
Their own, like, and they're willing, artists are now willing to perform in front of 10 people than
Mhm.
50 rappers.
Yeah.
And me, for one, people, I'm here to tell y'all, I love it. If Jezabel wasn't on the road right now, she'd give y'all hand claps. Because
I,
guess what, y'all? It's about consistency in this game.
mhm.
That's the real reason, circling all the way back, that's the real reason why Jay-Z is called the GOAT by everyone 45 and up, right? Because since they've been living, he's been the one dropping. He has the most albums. He's
Mhm.
been dropping all the time. And they don't look at numbers. Regular people do not look at numbers. Regular people, in fact, live in fantasy land. As a matter of
What?
fact, if we go out here and we tell our fans anything and everything, as long as we don't look skinny when they see us, they'll believe it. I mean, listen, fans are not as dumb as artists, but fans
Mhm.
don't do nothing but want the best for the artist that they believe in. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? It's like,
Mhm.
ain't no real fan gonna be out there, jump talking about my artist is a bum. My artist will never drop another album. He knows his artist is going to drop an album soon. Even
Mhm.
if there's Dr. Dre fans still waiting
Waiting
for that
for.
album.
Yep, we are.
And it's like, y'all know that damn thing ain't coming.
It might
Y'all look
though.
like y'all look like I used to look, waiting for my pops to pull up.
I don't think Detox is gonna come out, bro. It's never gonna come.
Listen, y'all don't understand. Detox has already come out.
It has.
Detox has already come out.
Oh,
Detox
the
was a
album.
mind. Detox was a mind. Detox is a the first album that was put together and in our minds has been used.
Yeah.
Every time that he drops a new single, every time he collabs with somebody or produces a record, y'all are hearing songs from the Detox album.
Mm.
Y'all are hearing that record. He's detoxing us from Dr. Dre music, from Dr.
Mm.
Dre vocals. The detox is happening, y'all. Y'all just not seeing it. He titled it the detox so that it could throw y'all off. But the detox is happening
Mhm.
because we're all getting a cleansing of
Right.
Dr. Dre's vocals.
Mhm.
Dr. Dre.
And when we hear him again, he hopes that they'll get us back high again because you know how it is when you smoke too much or you do too much excessively, it becomes
Mhm.
like, yeah. You know,
Yeah.
you can't get right off it again. You're like, God
Yeah.
damn, these
Show.
cookies don't taste the same no more. Like this this strand don't hit the same anymore. I've been smoking it all 2 months now. Like, come on, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's like, what's
Facts.
happening here? So now I
Mm.
get it, young. I get this game. But I'm looking at everything right now and I'm asking myself, what's more important in this circle of life? Because the fans, we already know. Some fans like the fantasy. Only a small amount of fans like your music because they can draw a parallel to it. You know?
Mhm.
And what I mean by parallels, they can see themselves in your life or you literally living the life they live. Right? It's very
Mhm.
few. And for real, those artists that talk on that realm of those type of lives, that's when you start categorizing where they make the money at. Because a drill rapper that talks about his everyday life in the hood, seeing people getting shot and killed, does
Mm,
not make as much money as one of those teen poppers or teen boppers who talks about a party and a good time and getting high all the
mhm,
time and celebrating life.
mhm,
And then I mean, shoot, let's not even go to other races and other genres of music that won't even touch any type of negativity.
mm.
They get to wake up every day and see the sun at the beach and go surfing. you
See,
know,
but it looks like the people that make the darker music get the biggest checks. It
yeah.
appears that way.
What the thing about it is because we categorize everything based on materials, the watches, the chains,
Mhm,
cars, clothes. That's what we attest everything to. You see what I'm
mhm,
saying? However, we got to be real here. We don't see half of the most mega stars in the world talk about what they really attached to. I mean,
mhm.
Young Dolph didn't promote buying 100 properties.
Yeah, he really
You,
didn't.
we just found that out.
Mhm,
I mean, so like businesses in our community, like we are the business, and we have to keep everything on that. And I think that when people find out that you have more other things going for you, look at Jay-Z. I mean, like if Jay-Z took his music more as serious as he took his businesses, then it probably wouldn't even be the same conversation. But would he be the billionaire that he is?
mm,
Nope.
Nope.
mm,
Because it doesn't matter how good of the music that you make, it's always going to be how good of the business that you know. It's always going to be that. So that's why when you asking people, when artists are asking like pay to perform, like nah, like what am I paying for? What press is with this? What promo packages is with this? Like what am
mhm.
I getting in return for this? How can I make money back? Can I bring merch? Like will I be on
Right.
stage for one song, two songs, three songs? Do I have a set? You know,
Mhm.
like these are how things are supposed to work, but a lot of artists don't ask these questions you
Facts.
know, and a lot of artists don't want to know. But I'm here to let and change that whole narrative because I'm gonna put together a tour and I'm gonna start showing artists how to do it. We're gonna get money and we're gonna change the realm of everything. Because I think that one thing about what time we are in now is we're no longer in a time where you have to wait,
Yeah.
right? We're no
Uh-huh.
longer in a time where you have to be afraid of the big dogs.
Mhm. For
They
sure.
Mhm.
kind of give us the ammunition to play ball with
For
them.
sure.
You
Yeah.
know, the
Mm.
only thing that they do to always kick you out of the competition is budget you. And with this budget, of course, you can't play ball and play on the level that they play, and they know that. And the
Mm.
people that are easily playing on that level and
Mhm.
not playing with the labels, well, we see what happens what happens with them. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, listen, man, like artists and producers. LitBoy, I'm gonna ask you a crazy question.
Yeah.
Who's more important to the circle of life? The artist or the producer?
Mm.
The
Huh?
producer. For
Yes,
sure.
sir. Hey, listen, I was telling I was telling that correlation to I was having that conversation. I'm like, the producers, you have rarely heard a producer have to worry about finding the right artist as much as artists having to find the
The
right
right
producer.
producer.
It's
Mhm.
always at the end of the day, even if an artist is fire. I mean, look at Tupac. Y'all know why
Mm.
Tupac don't get the respect that he deserves.
Why?
Well, his production was done by white people. And By the time he started working with Dr. Dre, he only lives like 6 months of that of real good, what people call good wholesome
Mhm.
production. So when you get to go back, if you hear anything that was really lyrical from Tupac, the production was kind of horrible. But then
Mhm.
when you hear all the stuff when he's turning up, going ham,
Mhm.
gangster pop, the production is amazing.
Mhm.
And it's like now people say he's a gangster rapper, he's a thug rapper, but it's like nah, you just missed it over the bad production over the records like
Mhm.
a Dear Mama and a Unconditional Love and I Ain't Mad at You know. So like this
Yeah.
bad production. There's nothing wrong with it, but come on. If it's beats
Mhm.
bumped, if it's beats kicking,
Mhm.
of course, he'd be recognized as higher than he was. I mean,
Mhm.
listen, that's also, let's just be real though, that's also the reason why he was able to beat Bruce Springsteen, because his production was bad and done by white people. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because obviously, only in today's world are we able to like beat out the competition like that. So, LitBoy, what you got coming up, man?
Oh man, a lot. I can't really get into too much any detail, but I am gonna say I'm gonna drop something this year though. It's about time. I'm finna drop an album, maybe two. I got enough music. I might as well just drop something.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. I need to get some LitBoy production. My dad gonna sell for my new
Hey,
project, so that's out there in the air. Jezabel is over in the West Coast.
I
Jezebel, what you over
am.
there? I saw your story, man. I saw your story, and we saw you stop by the infamous cookie store. What you
I
got? What you
did.
get?
Man, so much stuff. We had like Martian candy, crypto gelato. We just went to Backpack Boys again. We got edible that I've been trying to open this whole time. We got we got some white cherry gushes, some black cherry gushes, some Duzzling. We had some Uncle Snoop. We had we had a whole rack of shit. Like so, and I'm trying to get him to go to Jungle Boys before we leave, just so we could at least see what they have. But I'm about to leave in a little bit. Now,
Yes.
Six, you never answered the question about who do you think should go up against Jay-Z in the verses.
Well,
wait,
like the thing about it is, um, the question of should. I don't think anybody should go up against Jay Z in the verses, right?
Who who could do
But
it then?
I do
could,
say
I'm
that.
gonna go ahead and throw out names. I see that Curtis said that Wayne definitely can, and he's definitely tripping. Wayne definitely can. Wayne has been making music since he was 14 years old. Most of all of his albums have hit #1 on their debuts, and he definitely outsold Jay Z. Also, obviously, Drake can get on stage with Jay Z and go hit for hit only because he's the most selling artist of all time. Now, of course, Kanye West can go in at Jay Z, but I'm sure there will be a beef when it comes to who wants to use certain records. And the beauty of it is, Jay Z would
Mm.
have to use those records, and Kanye would not have to use those records. So there we go with that. Um, Also, Eminem is able to go up if there's only a 20 for 20 song. Eminem has
Mm.
about 15 songs, and I give those 15 songs. I don't give him 20 songs. I don't give Eminem 20 songs, but the songs that I do give him will give him a margin that will be higher than the margin that I would give Jay Z. Now, I do like Jay Z's chances against every artist that I named.
Mm-hmm.
However, the only flaw that I see in every artist, let me give you this flaw here. If he was to go against a Drake, Drake would fanboy out and not do his hits. If he went up
Mm.
against Little Wayne would fanboy out and not do his hits. If he went
Mm.
against Kanye, like I said, that would damage both of their brand as being the pretty much everything that they have for each other. So it would be no reason for two brothers to get on stage and duke it out for each other. And that would be based on the crowd favorite and the public perception. And Ye wouldn't want to do that because he shouldn't expose himself to his public perception or his old music that he doesn't want to really do anymore because that's not his image. And of
Mm.
course, Eminem, well, that would just look racist, so they ain't gonna do that. I still don't think they put a white person on versus yet, and I still believe that it needs to happen. You know, and
Mm.
Eminem versus Jay Z is literally the only suitable thing to do. It has to be M. It has to be Jay Z. Battle of the two top dogs. I mean, they're the oldest two, but again, this is not going to happen because Jay Z is a rapper from the 80s.
Mhm.
So let's pull out LL Cool J.
Nah, I don't think
I
that'd be
mean, why
fair.
not? Why not LL Cool J? We're going to hear nothing but collabs from Rihanna. We're going to hear Umbrella. We're
I
going to hear
think
Mhm.
Crazy in Love. We're going to hear Drunk in Love. We're going to hear Singing in Love. We're going to hear Happy in Love. Uh, I mean, you know, all of those songs
Empire
from,
State of Mind.
yeah, from Jay Z and Beyonce.
I can't with you. What the hell? That's what he get. No, it didn't kick him off. Y'all see that? I'm trying to get this damn edible.
We could play some Head Sprung and all that good stuff. You know what I'm talking about? I'm here for it.
Motherfucker. Drunk in love, happy in love,
So
marching in love.
You
yeah,
wrote
we're
that?
gonna yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. I'm with that. Y'all. I second that. So that's what I would like to see in the verses. I would like to see M and Jay Z. I think that would be the only one where no respect barriers have to be drawn, um, no lines in the sand, and they get to perform Renegade, and M will be able to end the night murdering Jay on his song. Um, so that would be nice. I
That
would like
would
to
be
see that.
nice.
I would like to see that.
That that would definitely be nice. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
The one
Okay.
thing about I look at these verses, I just want the joint to go back to. I liked it when it was just like this, where I press play and you hear my record. I don't like the performances that they've thrown in it now. You know,
Mm.
the performances that the performance part of it has thrown me off a little bit.
They about
I
to
mean,
start having backup dancers and shit now.
I mean,
Oh, they
listen,
did.
they did. Didn't somebody have backup dancers
That's
once?
what I was thinking.
And I mean,
Uh,
like, listen, like, honestly, the thing is, we're not taking into consideration. I don't really like to make excuses for artists. You know what I'm saying? But
mhm.
performing the versus platform is not the same,
Mhm.
right? For one, you can't put two people in a battling environment and be like, all right, we're selling tickets now. We're just gonna give a concert, and everybody at home is going to be the judges, right? Because
Mhm.
for one, y'all crowd, y'all fans are inside the building with y'all, and the few people that watch versus are very rarely fans of the people that are watching. They're fans of the versus platform, and half of them, I mean, now it's just getting on to age barriers. And like I said, until they go younger, then it's going to
Mhm.
get less and less less and less attention. That's why they had to stage a fight with Bone Thugs and Harmony and 3 6 Mafia. And that's why I missed it because the interest level in verses has gone so bad because of these performances. You know you shouldn't have asked Bone Thugs and Harmony to be up there trying to perform.
We are not gonna do this again. I'm not gonna
No, I
let you
mean
go
you
in on
shouldn't have.
them.
You shouldn't have been asking them to perform. They ain't performed
Somebody
together in
said.
how long? How long has it been
Somebody.
since they performed together?
I don't know. Somebody said they haven't had a hit since slavery.
Well, that's definitely what Crossroads
Earth
feels like,
Earthquake said that. The comedian Earthquake. That's what he said.
and it
One
definitely felt that way. So, like, one thing I know, and two things for certain, man. I was looking at that whole situation, and I'm thinking to myself, like, nah, man, nah, man. Versus is doing bad right now.
Mm.
But I will tell y'all one thing: we're gonna go ahead and wrap this show up. I need to know
Aw.
Tell me what you need to know. LitBoy, where they can find you at? IG stuff.
Wait. Before we let him go, you said you just got back from touring and you're working on some stuff. But you don't have anything like
Nah, he
that you
can't
can
give us.
let the people.
He said the only DC can give us is the album dropping this year.
I got two. I mean,
Maybe
man,
two.
it's a lot of. I can't really speak on a lot.
Wait, Six. You said he has an album dropping this year. The year is
A lot of
over.
music.
Y'all know, listen,
Really, just a lot of music because I ain't really dropped nothing.
you're
I
not about
haven't
to
really
start that
been.
The year is
2022.
over. Okay.
2022 goals. Goals 2022.
Okay.
So like is everything really like so most of the stuff you can't talk about is like contractual stuff, right? Or
I
you just
mean,
don't want to jinx it.
I mean, it's just really too much. Like, I mean, not really. It can be. It can be. You know, it can be. It's just a lot of good stuff that I haven't really like.
You don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, you know, I'm not really too much. You know what I'm saying? Into
Well,
the
you know what I say. Mama always told me speak it into existence.
Facts.
yeah, yeah. But
But
you know, you got some people out there. I can't really like.
okay. All
It's a
right.
bunch of damn haters out here.
Yeah,
Oh well.
man. You might, you know, you never know, man. You never know. People sick.
Oh, I
Mm.
know.
People
I
sick,
know.
man.
Unfortunately.
You might know.
Well,
Okay.
you already
Well,
know. We're gonna figure that out because we're gonna definitely
Yeah,
get some.
everything going good
I'm
though.
watching you.
Yeah, it's a lot of music. It's definitely like I would. Yeah,
You
I
got
am.
any major collabs dropping?
I don't know. On the producer side, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just working with my manager Trav on that. You know what I'm saying? And just that's the reason why I like doing business with him because it's a lot of stuff that I haven't experienced that I experienced in business with him.
Nice.
So we
so you don't know who you will be featuring on a song with until you actually get to a studio, or
on the
your
yeah.
manager just handles all your business.
Nah, sometimes it's like some people don't like other people in the studio. You got some people got
Mm-hmm.
different vibes. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like it's just
no,
like
I mean, like for instance, if you have a project that you're working on, you have a song. Like, does your who selects who might feature on the song, or if someone requests a feature from you, how do you not know? You know what I'm saying? Like, how wouldn't you know? You know what I'm saying? Or
Well,
you like, how would that?
I was speaking on the producer side. I wasn't really
right on the
speaking.
production
Oh,
side.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I wasn't really speaking on like the artist side.
okay.
Yeah, that's why I was. That's why it sounded like that on the producer.
I was like, what you mean you don't know?
Yeah.
Like, wait.
Now, like I totally was with you. I totally,
Yeah,
like,
it's like okay. So on the producer, it's like I have
because
the
if you was
option.
talking about on the artist side, I'd have been like, wait a
Oh
minute.
yeah, they come to me. Yeah, for sure. Cause I like being in the studio. You know what I'm saying? I like vibes. I don't like sending anything over the internet. I like building vibes. I like what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But on
Yeah.
the producing, this is like if I don't know if they choose the beat or not until
Mm-hmm.
they call and be like,
Okay.
this beat is that's how that go. But on the other side, on the rapping
Mm-hmm.
side, yeah, it's
Now,
up.
where could we find your beats at?
I don't have no beats out. You gotta come to me because it's like I feel like the YouTube done messed it up for me, man. People be downloading beats for free. You know what I'm saying? It's like a
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
whole lot of unsolicited. I don't want to take that risk.
It's
So
other ways that you can showcase and sell your beats online as well, though. But even if someone had to come to you to get a beat made, like, how is your creative process? Like, how do they like? Do they sit there and they tell you what they want and you create the beat then, or you just have some stuff on your computer that you haven't uploaded that you share with them?
Right.
well, they can contact me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? For one, if they don't know me, that's one lit boy, and then they can. I'm all in. I look at my DMs, and I get a lot of people that I send my number. You know, you can FaceTime me. You know what I'm saying? I just actually had somebody FaceTime me last night, and I made a whole beat. I really don't do that, but I just show love. You know what I'm saying? I'm open. You know what I'm saying? If they serious about what they got going on, you know what I'm saying, that we can work.
But how do you know if that's the beat that's gonna go with like the song that they're like? I'm trying to understand how you and the as in the creative process, how do you pair if you don't have anything already ready,
Yeah,
and I come to you and I'm like, hey, I need a beat,
yeah.
and I don't tell you what kind of song I'm doing or anything, like you just make a beat, and if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. Or like, how does that part work?
Well,
I'm not an
Do you have
artist,
like
so
a beat selection process?
so I don't know how, even if I was, I don't know how that process goes. So I'm just an outsider asking a question. Like, when you're working with artists, how do you go about with that creative process if you don't have anything already?
well, most of the time I give them a choice. You know, some people either want to listen to some beats and they can figure out something, or
Mhm.
if you one of those artists that got an idea like a song already like written,
In
I
you.
just most of the time tell them to rap. I catch a tempo.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We sit there and vibe, and you just some artists they already know what they want in a beat. So
Right.
Mhm.
I pretty much illustrate that. I'm
Okay.
I'm very good at that. I'm very
Okay.
understanding. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Now
like,
I've been in the
yeah,
studio with LitBoy, right?
yeah.
And to answer your question,
Okay.
Jezabel, he actually does have a catalog or category to select from,
Uh huh.
or and in those catalogs, they all have different vibes or feels. From that, if it's something that you don't like, then what you would do is be like, "Hey, I like this, but I want to use this. I need something with some drums." Or if you go to a producer, usually you go to the producer like, "Yo, did you hear that new record by such and such? I need something like that." You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
like
okay.
it's
Okay.
all types of ways. Like it's all where he is based on the artist and how the
No
artist
God.
approaches him coming to work pretty much. I
Yep.
think
Okay.
when I approach producers, I always start from scratch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. All right. Well.
I don't like going through artists already made beats, pre-made beats.
For sure.
You know, I'll either come in and be like, yeah, like he said, let's get a tempo going. I'm trying to do something around 140 today or 89. I need an 88,
Mhm.
103. And then from there it's like, all right, we're gonna listen to some melodies, and then you start playing melodies. And once you hear that melody that catches you, then you start adding the drums or snares or cymbals or whatever around it to build, however you feeling. And then the flow pretty much just comes together. That's like you like a studio session with Sixxcess would go. You on mute again?
Well, thank you guys for explaining that to me. I was over here like,
Yeah,
what's
that's
he
cool.
like? How And then for those that don't know, that's how he works. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of the producers are taking their production from off of YouTube after they've been sold a certain amount because they
Mhm.
lose track of their records. Now, I always tell every producer out there that there is ways around never losing your record. And today, I'm going to break y'all down on how to not lose your records. Before we
Mhm.
go, I want to tell you how to not lose your records when you drop them on YouTube. Now, all of y'all should be using your own distribution companies at this point. You dropping your records through your distribution company on said YouTube, it will protect your property. It will
Mhm.
stop people from being able to just take it and download it. It will
Mhm.
also put artists on a blacklist when they use it and send you a message and let you know which artists are using it and how much you're actually accumulating from them using it. From then you can reach out to said artists that are using your content on YouTube, ask them your fee, or you can simply ask them to stop using it. If they don't want to stop using it, you could sue or you can let them keep using it. It's going to do nothing but filter all funds to you. What you would then want to do is go to your PRO and make sure that song is registered, because nothing is worse than when they perform. They have to pay you as well. So
Mm.
ain't nothing wrong with that, producers. Your content, and in today's world, in the old days, your stuff used to be not protected, and it used to feel like, oh, how am I going to get this? How can I keep this?
Happen.
Through that whole situation over at Warner, with all of
Mm.
their artists feeling like YouTubers are taking their music, they changed the game forever, right?
Mm.
And now this new content ID thing that they use, and I'll also tell you how to make sure that you get paid for every stream that gets used on your music. I'll tell you that. I'll send you an inbox and DM on that. For everyone else, y'all can come back next week. I'll hip y'all to that part.
Oh shit.
Cause we all want to know, we all want to get paid. We all
Mm-hmm.
stay in the shadows because that fear of our payments not being right or not getting to us. But we gotta
Mm-hmm.
understand, this is a job. The music industry is still a job. It's a business. So
Mm-hmm.
just like some jobs where you work 2 weeks or a month, don't worry, you're gonna get paid. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Facts.
you're gonna get paid. You just gotta make sure you submitting all your timesheets and all your paperwork. That's what I always say. So I'll hip you to some of that stuff, lit boy. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take care of all that. We're gonna get you
Yeah,
straight.
man.
You already know. Tell them where to find you at on the IG. I know Jed, you doing
One
that.
one lit boy, man. Number one LITBOY. Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
Nice,
lit boy,
nice.
LMG. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure
Mm.
y'all go to his Twitter and leave him some tweets
Yeah.
and things like that. Tell him Success sent you on his tweet. Everybody that tweets him say Success sent you. Jezabel, what you got going on?
Well, you already know, y'all. Get ready for this lit ass tour we got coming up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I will be one of the artists performing. I'm gonna be
yeah, it's gonna be
opening
lit.
up for Success. Y'all already know where we live.
Y'all already
Say,
know.
say
People be
nah,
crazy.
but definitely y'all stay tuned for that. No, I'm trying to get home, and yeah. So happy New Year's. This is our last show of the year. I hope you
Yeah,
guys enjoyed.
yeah,
I hope everyone enjoyed their holidays too. If you did celebrate Christmas, make
Yeah.
sure y'all keep on coming back. You know, New Year's about to be lit. And
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And of course, if you ain't
Oh,
already, hit that like,
I
subscribe
forgot.
button
Yeah,
down at
down.
the bottom. Y'all already know it's somewhere up
I
under
don't know
there.
where
Y'all
mine's
already know
at.
to follow your boy Success on all platforms. SIXXCESS. And I ain't gonna hold y'all too much because at this time, y'all should be throwing those roaches in the ashtray or flicking off those ashes and getting ready to roll up another one. Cause I know I am. And we out.
All right,
Peace.
y'all. Thank you.
Y'all make sure y'all catch me tomorrow morning on iHot.
Definitely. Hip
Hip Hop
Hop
95. Make
9 5.
sure y'all
Bye.
catch me. Catch me. I'm out.
Bye.